Annyeonghaseyo, this is meowmurai. Let's continue our game of Our World Is Ended, running on Nintendo Switch. Wadi-san takes off his NWG and looks at the laptop with a serious expression.
おい、タニチか？少しプログラムを見てくれないか？お前の目から見て何かおかしな部分があるかどうかを教えてほしい。
Tatiana-san doesn't respond.
おい、タニチか？聞いているのか？
He brings the laptop we use for voice chat closer, and...
くそ、接続が切れているじゃないか。
タチアナのことだから寝落ちでもしたんじゃないの？
仕方ないな。タニチカには後でもう一度連絡を入れてみることにしよ
う。Wadi-san sighs. He seems to be down, a rarity for him.
ワールドプログラムと新世界ゴーグルがこんな状態では、もはやデモンストレーションは不可能だしな。今日のセブン評議会はこれでお開きとしよう。
I don't feel too good about not getting a proper conclusion, but it doesn't look like there's anything more we can do today. Though the conference is over, there's still some sweets, pizza, and drinks, so we just hang around and reflect on what just happened.
それにしてもおかしいぞ。一体何が原因だと言うんだ。
Wadi-san is in front of his laptop, folding his arms and thinking intensively.
私たちの意見も聞かず堂々とセクハラしようとしたから、神様の罰が当たったんじゃないかしら。
きっとそうね。これに懲りたら次は普通のモンスターを見せなさいよね、変態。
Natsumi-san and Asano-san scold Wadi-san.
でも言うのはセクシーでエロエロなモンスターちょっと見たかったのにな。
言うの、ただひたすらに求めよ。さすればいつかお前の望むものは目の前に降臨することだろう。
そんなに見たいかね？言うのよ。ならば特別だ。そのエロエロなモンスターの 3D モデルデータを見せようではないか。
見せんでいいっていうか見せるな、この変態。
おう、ピザがなくなっている。この中に消失の能力に目覚めた者がいるようだ。
いや、普通に食べちゃっただけですから。あ、こっちに少し余ってますからどうぞ。
あ、レイジ、冷蔵庫からビール持ってきてくんない？会議終わったんだからもう飲んでいいでしょ。
The gathering loses the mood of the conference, making it look like nothing but a lazy party. I go to the fridge and brought Asano-san some Ebichu beer, a favorite of hers. She opens the can and starts downing the content.
この喉越しがたまんないのよね。で、このビールまだ残ってたんだ。
さあ、よくわかんないですけど、それいつも飲んでるやつですよね。
うん、そうだけど、でもさっきコンビニで売り切れてたから違うの買ってきたんだけど、ラッキー。
Natsumi-san is wearing a set of headphones and silently drawing something. Yutaka-san is pouring insane amounts of hot sauce on his pizza and seemingly testing the limits of spiciness.
はいはい、みんな好きなシロップを言ってね。ユーノのおすすめはイチゴ&メロンのスペシャルブレンドだよ。
Yuna-san brings a shaved ice machine and starts making some shaved ice on the table.
なるほど。つまり、そうか。悪くない。
For a moment, I think Wadi-san's testing some new program, but he's actually just looking at a sexy picture. Everyone's doing whatever they want. This isn't uncommon for Judgment 7. Though it makes me feel a bit exasperated, I do find this somewhat pleasant. Judgment 7 Office Dev Room, 7/16/2017, Sunday, 9:13 p.m. The lazy party ends when the snacks and drinks run out and everyone is free to go. Then again, Awari-san and Natsumi-san actually live in the office building, so they don't really need to go anywhere. Yuruka-san said that my surge of ideas hasn't stopped yet, and decided to stay at the company and keep making his absurdly complicated worlds. The only ones who are preparing to leave are myself and the Hayashi sisters, but even those two live in a rented place not too far from the office. Though Asana-san is still drinking her last beer, so she and Yunu-san will be leaving after me.
それじゃあお先に失礼します。
I lightly bowed to my colleagues at J7 and leave the dev room. After leaving the office, I start heading for the Tobu Railway's Asakusa station. I live near the Kitasenju station on the Tobu line. It takes only about 15 minutes to get there by train from the Asakusa station, but getting from the Kitasenju station to my place is over 20 minutes on foot. I rented a cheap room because I'm not too knowledgeable about Tokyo's geography, but the distance can be a bit exhausting every now and then. When I'm returning from college, it's actually easier to get to J7's office than to go back home. If I'm to continue being a part-timer there, I should probably start searching for a place somewhere closer. Or maybe I should just do what Natsumi-san did and rent a part of the office. The fact that it doesn't seem like such a bad idea shows just how desensitized I've become. Anyway, I wonder what kind of game World and Heaven will become. A new Axis, New Age, New Dimension RPG that utilizes the World Program's AR? Just imagining it makes me excited. But it doesn't seem like it'll go anywhere as long as the World Program goes haywire like it did twice today. If we don't take care of that problem, the game may never be completed. Honestly, I think things will turn out just fine. Morty-san is a pervert, but his talent for programming is extraordinary. He also has Tatiana-san with him. If he asks her to examine the program, the issue might be solved unexpectedly easily. I arrive at the main street, specifically the Kaminarimon. Kanimaramen. Kanimarimo Street. Wow, okay. Taking a left at the intersection right before the Kaminarimo Block 1, I head towards the Asakusa station. Hopefully we don't have to say that too much. This is just my luck. As soon as I see the Kanamarimon itself, it's lit up for the night, making the lanterns and the pillars shine beautifully. I guess it's what people call tasteful. Also, though Asakusa is a popular tourist location that neatly represents Japan, it's a town that goes to sleep unexpectedly quickly. Shops close at 9, and there are barely any people walking around. Though I do enjoy the liveliness around Kanimarima when it's surrounded by people during the day, I think I prefer it when it's as silent as it is now. The Asakusa station is close now. I really have to take a shower when I return to my place. As I think to myself, I head towards the station and... I stop in place. Asakusa station was right before my eyes just now, but it just went and vanished. Not only that, but my surroundings have completely changed. It doesn't take me long to understand where I am. I'm at the intersection before Kaminarima Block 1. It's like someone cast a spell on me or something. I spend a moment thinking and quickly come to a certain conclusion. I heave a sigh. It takes a lot to make a man unconsciously turn around and go so far. Giving up on the shower, I hurry back home again. I pass right by the Kaminariman street and pass Kaminariman itself and see the Asakusa station again. Carefully bracing myself, I walk towards it. It happened again. I'm back at the intersection. My consciousness is clear. I definitely didn't just sleepwalk here or anything, but that can only mean that I was instantly teleported to this place. I outright deny that conclusion. My sense of reason doesn't agree with it at all. I shout and start running. Following the same route, I pass the Kaminariman again. is the hardest word for an English speaker. Then, using my running momentum, I charge towards the Asakusa station. And again, I end up at the intersection. My heart is pounding, my throat is dry, and my back is drenched in sweat. This isn't real. This just can't be real. I mutter like I'm delirious and start running again. Third time's the charm. Without stopping for a moment, I pass the Kami Nariman again and go towards the station. The result is the same. Even so, I don't give up and try over and over again. Over. And over. And over. And over and over. And over and over. And over and over 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 and over and over and over and over. And over and over and over and over and over and over. But no matter how hard I try, I just can't reach the station. I stop running. My stamina and willpower are completely drained, and I can't deny what's happening any longer. Going to the Asakusa station instantly makes you move to the intersection at the Kami Nariman Block 1. I can't help but acknowledge this unnatural loop phenomenon as reality. I can't even begin to understand why it's happening. What I do understand, though, is that I'm trapped in Asakusa. Shock, perplexion, panic, and despair overwhelm my heart and take the form of a shout. Chapter 2. Our world has changed. World abnormal. Hisako Shopping Street, 7/16/2017, Sunday, 9:38 p.m. The incomprehensible phenomenon is keeping me in Asakusa, so I just returned to the office. I don't have the energy or willpower to go anywhere else. As I go through the Hisako Shopping Street, I run into Asano-san and Yuno-san.
レイジ君だ。忘れ物でもしちゃったの？帰るの諦めて基地に泊まるつもり？別にいいけど、シャワーを浴びるなり銭湯に行くなりしてよね。開発室が汗臭くなるのは迷惑だからさ。
違うんですよ、浅野さん、ユーノさん。落ち着いて聞いてください。
I come closer to them and make the most serious face I can.
出られないんです。
え？
だからこの浅草から出られないんですよ。出ようとしても浅草に戻ってきてしまって、その繰り返し。
A brief silence. Then Asano-san makes an exasperated face.
レイジ、あんたさ、嘘ついて騙そうってんなら、せめてもう少しリアリティのあるものにしなさいよね。浅草から出られないなんて意味わかんないし。そうだよレイジ君、いくら言うのでもそんな嘘には引っかからないよ。
いや、嘘なんかじゃなくて本当なんです。何度試しても戻ってきてしまうんですってば。
As I do my best to convince them, Yuno-san looks at me with worry in her eyes.
レイジ君、昼間の実験の時頭がオーバーヒートしちゃったでしょ。そのせいでおかしくなっちゃったのかな。やっぱりかき氷はレイジ君の頭にかけるべきだったね。ごめんね。
She actually looks apologetic.
いや、違うんです。頭は至って正常です。ユーノさんが責任を感じる必要はありません。ただ本当に。
ちょっとレイジ、あんたいい加減にしなさいよ。
Asano-san becomes irritated.
これから帰ろうとしてる私たちを捕まえて、いつまでそんなわけのわかんないヨタ話を聞かせるつもり？
Suddenly, she gasps.
あんた、ひょっとしてユーノのこと狙ってたりするの？おかしなこと言ってユーノを怖がらせて一緒に基地に泊まろうって魂胆？でもって眠ってるユーノの隣にこっそり来て添い寝とかするつもりじゃ。
そんなんじゃありませんから。
That assumption is way out there. Sure, I'd love to sleep next to Unisan, but I'm not in the state of mind to think anything like that.
じゃあ狙いはユーノじゃなくて私
She sounds completely confused.
待ちなさいよ。いきなりそんなこと言われたって戸惑うっていうかなんていうか
Asana-san starts panicking. She must be pretty drunk to come to such a strange conclusion.
全然全く違いますから。ユーノさんはともかく浅野さんなんて全然眼中にありません。
I'm only trying to clear up this weird misunderstanding, but it looks like I picked the wrong words.
ユーノはともかく私なんて眼中にない
She heavily emphasizes every word, making it clear just how mad she is.
あんたいい度胸じゃない。当然覚悟はできてんでしょうね。
She cracks her fists, then punches my shoulder, not holding back at all.
いやすみません。今のは言葉の弾みです。本当にすみません。
Shortly after my desperate apology, Asana-san stops her relentless attack.
たく失礼しちゃうわよ。こっちだってあんたのことなんか眼中にないんだから。これっぽっちもね。さあこんなバカ放っておいて行くわよユーノ。あ、うんお姉ちゃん。
Yuno-san replies to her sister, then looks at me and whispers,
レイジ君ごめんね。でも今のはレイジ君がちょっと悪いかな。お姉ちゃんああ見えて結構ナイーブなんだから。
ユーノ。あ、うん。じゃあねレイジ君。
She waves and they both leave. I said it to clear a weird misunderstanding, but yeah, I don't even think about you was really harsh. Now, back to the supernatural loop phenomena. I don't know the exact address, but I hear that they live about 20 minutes away from the base. Based on that, I can assume it's farther away than the Asakusa station, making it likely that they'll experience the same phenomena. Or maybe... Reichi-kun, your head overheated while we were experimenting today, right? That must have done something to your brain. Yuno-san's words come back to me. Maybe she's right? Maybe it was all a delusion? I'm a bit worried about my mental health. I decide to just stay here and wait. If they experience the same thing as me, they'll surely return here. 10 minutes have passed since they left. If they went through the same thing I did, they should be back soon. Time seems to pass so slowly right now. Maybe it really was in my head. As I'm about to despair, I see the two walk over from the side opposite of where they left.
どうでしたか。
レイジ君の言う通りだったよ。お家に向かって歩いてたのに、どうしてか全然違う場所に出てたんだ。不思議だね。
Looks like they experienced the same phenomena. What a relief. My brain isn't messed up.
今のは何かの間違いよ。浅草から出られないなんてそんなのありえないんだから。ユーノ、もう一度行くわよ。待ってよ。
Asana-san walks ahead at a brisk pace, and Yuno-san follows after her. A few minutes later, they come from the opposite side again.
やっぱり戻ってきちゃったね。
もう一回よ。
また
I know exactly how Asana-san feels. I also became agitated and went between the Asakusa station and the Kamimariman Block 1 intersection. I just let her try it over and over until she's satisfied. Asana-san and Yuno-san continue running laps across Asakusa over and over. The result was always the same.
お姉ちゃんもう諦めようよ。言うの疲れちゃったよ。
あんたはそこで待ってなさい。私は諦めないんだから。こんなの。
Asana-san leaves Yuno-san and keeps trying, but...
もう一回。まだよ。
By the time I have lost count of how many times she's passed us, I see her stagger over to us from the other side. She looks completely drained.
なんなのよこれ。マジ意味不明なんだけど。レイジ、あんたなんてことしてくれたのよ。
She presses me for an answer. Anyone reasonable would know that someone as simple as me would never be able to do this, but she's panicking too much to think things through.
いやいやいや、僕の仕業じゃないですから。そもそもどうやったらこんなことできるんですか。
My desperate words make her calm down a bit.
それもそうよね。レイジみたいなおバカな大学生にこんなことできっこないわよね。
Now that's just mean. Not that she's wrong, but still.
でもだったらこれは一体何なのよ。どうしてこんなことになっちゃってんのよ。タヌキ、それともキツネ？
She looks completely pale.
ユウノたちこの町に閉じ込められちゃったの？困ったな。お家に洗濯物干しっぱなしできちゃったのに。
Despite the situation, Unisan is as nonchalant as always. In a way, her mentality makes me kind of jealous.
とにかく基地に戻って変態たちに報告しよう。あいつらだって無関係じゃないんだし。
With Asana-san in front, we jump into the dev room on the second floor.
どうした？三人揃って忘れ物か？
He sounds like he doesn't have a care in the world.
ほう、クリエイティブの神がお前たちにも微笑んだのか。帰る途中、アイディアが湧き出て止まらなくなったのだな。
Confident in his assumption, Iruka-san nods.
では同志たちよ、共に朝まで新作の世界観設定について語り合おうではないか。
そんなんじゃないわよ。終わり？イルカ？夏美？驚かないで聞くのよ。
She pauses for a moment before quickly getting to the point.
私たち家に帰れないのよ。
家に帰れない？
Natsumi-san doubtfully knits her eyebrows.
家に帰ると何か問題でもあるのか。もしや綾瀬家はすでに魔獣たちの巣窟となり果てたということか。無念。
Natsumi-san ignores Iruka-san's comment and asks something more reasonable.
家賃でも滞納しているの？それで危ないところでお金を借りてその取り立てでも来ているのかしら。
そういうんじゃないの。帰りたくても帰れないの。家に向かって歩いてても気づいたら全然違う場所にいるのよ。
Wada-san looks at her with an exasperated expression.
浅野、酒を飲むのは結構だが、飲まれてどうする？というか、それ以上残念になってどうする？
いやいや世界、浅野から残念を取ったら一体何が残るというのだ。酔っ払って道がわからなくなって家に帰れない。実に浅野らしいシチュエーションじゃないか。我が輩は断固として支持しよう。ナイス残念。略してないね。
Iruka-san strikes a pose. It feels like he's actually trying to praise her.
何よそれ。ちっとも褒め言葉じゃないじゃない。
Asana-san turns angry, randomly takes some packing tape and throws it towards Iruka-san.
20歳になってもしばらくはお酒には手を出さない方が良さそうだわ。ナイネにはなりたくないもの。
ないね言うな。そんな言葉流行らすんじゃない。あんたたち今の話が酔っ払いのザレ言だと思ってんでしょ。そんなんじゃないんだから。そもそもそれに一緒に歩いてたユーノだって同じ体験をしてんのよ。レイジ、あんただってそうでしょ。二人からもちゃんと説明して。
Asana-san figured they won't believe just her own words, so she turns to us for help.
浅野さんの言ってることは本当です。僕も浅草駅に向かおうとして気づいたら雷門1丁目の交差点に戻ってきてました。
何度も試してみたけど全然ダメだったんだ。ユウノたちこの町に閉じ込められちゃったみたいなの。
Our testimonies made them change their attitudes.
酔っ払いの浅野と昼間の実験で行きかけてたレイジ君の話は当てにならないとしても、言うのまでそう言うなら無視できないね。
我が輩も同意見だ。ユーノの証言は無視できない。
そうね。今のユーノの言葉は一行する必要がありそうだわ。
Let me correct myself. It was just Yuno-san's words that brought the change. My words were actually as untrustworthy as Asano-san's. Poor us, eh, Asano-san? I feel a sense of familiarity towards her. Well, what a sad, nice duo.
とにかくあんたたち今から外に出て実際に体験するのが一番手っ取り早いから。
私、外になんて出たくはないわ。
Natsumi-san, the shut-in, says that with an unusual amount of emotion.
我が輩も今溢れるインスピレーションをまとめている最中だ。できれば勘弁してほしいのだが。
浅野、明日の朝ってわけにはいかないかい？
Their laziness makes Asano-san snap.
いいから早く外に出て。出ないなら私特選のヘビーメタルソングをガンガンに鳴らしてあんたたちの仕事の邪魔してやるから。
The scary thing about her is that she never hesitates to do what she says she would. She's already going through her desk and working the CD player there.
やれやれ、仕方ないな。散歩がてら少し付き合ってやるとするか。
Owari-san stands up, and the other two follow. Asano-san's threat worked. Though if you ask me, she should have threatened with one of her own songs from her own voice. No one here can stand Asano-san's tone deafness. They'd run out of the office before the first note. That's not something I can say out loud, though. Asano-san's not aware of her tone deafness, and if she asked me what I meant, I'd have no answer. We all leave the dev room.
それで、これからどうすればいいのかしら。できればさっさと終わらせてほしいのだけど。
まずは現場検証する必要があるだろう。浅野たちが歩いた道を一緒に歩いてみてはどうだろうか。
そうこなくっちゃ。言うの行こうよ。こいつらに私たちが正しいってことを分からせてやるんだから。はい
はい、それじゃあみんなユーノたちの後をちゃんとついてきてね。
Asano-san and Yuna-san start walking, and the rest of us follow. We leave the streets chase of an office is on and come out to the Hisago shopping street. Yuna-san suddenly stops and turns to us.
この先だよ。そこでユーノたちは戻されちゃったんだ。
見る限り、普通の通りにしか見えないけど。
Natsumi-san is still skeptical.
浅野はアルコールのせいだとして言うのも何かの勘違いじゃないかしら。もしくは基地に何か心残りがあって無意識に近くまで戻ってきてしまっていたとか。
そうなのかな。
Yuna-san starts to doubt the strange phenomena.
言うの簡単に説得されないでよ。あの体験はそんなもんじゃないんだから。
Asano-san looks ahead and gulps.
じゃあ問題の箇所に突撃するわよ。みんな足を止めずについてきて。私の言葉が正しいってことを嫌でも思い知ることになるから。
She hastily walks to the north of the Hisago street. The rest of us follow her at the same speed. And so we come out at a completely different place. Yeah, this is exactly the same that happened to me. I've experienced it so many times now, so I'm not that affected. I just calmly look around. So, this is Kami Namadan Street. It's to the south of the place we were just at. We went to the north of Hisago Street and appeared here at the south. If this isn't supernatural, I don't know what is. Natsumi-san looks around in confusion.
マジか。
Owari-san looks dumbfounded. Yurika-san shouts a weird voice, probably out of shock.
ね、私が言った通りでしょうが。
Asano-san proudly puffs her small chest. There's something both amazing and saddening about the fact that she can act so haughty in this situation.
こんなの何かの間違いだわ。そうに決まっているのよ。こんなの信じないんだから。
Natsumi-san panics and talks in a slightly higher pitch than usual. You'd never expect the cool, emotionless beauty she usually is to act so girly.
もう一度試してみましょう。
She hastily walks off.
気が済むまで繰り返せばいいわ。私だってそうしたんだしね。
Natsumi-san leads the way and we all follow her. We pass the Roku and return back to the Hisago Street after about 7 or 8 minutes.
さあ、行くわよ。
She momentarily hesitates, but then gathers her resolve and goes to the north again. Naturally, we follow after her. And so We come out at the Kaminariman Street again.
ありえないわ。こんなこと絶対にありえないのよ。
Her voice is shaking. It's obvious she has trouble believing her own words now.
何らかのガスによる集団催眠じゃないかしら。私たちは無意識のうちにここまで歩いてきているのよ。そう考えるのが自然だわ。
She desperately tries to find a logical explanation for this, but
いや、それはありえないようだ。
Awari-san outright denies it.
さっき久子通りを抜ける前にスマホで時間を確認しておいたんだけどさ、まだ10秒も経っちゃいないんだよね。
つまりどういうこと？
つまり無意識のうちに引き返してたって可能性はゼロだよ。それならもっと時間が経過してなくちゃだからね。
He was doing something that reasonable in this situation? I really admire his tact.
で、次にちょっとした実験をしてみたいんだけど、いいかい？
世界、何をするつもりだ？
なーに、簡単なことさ。今度は逆向きに歩いてみるだけだよ。
Ah, I actually never thought of that.
ひょっとしてもう実験済みだったりするかい？
逆向きってことはこうやって前を向いたまま後ろに歩くの
Yuta-san starts taking steps backwards. Man, she's as much of an airhead as always. Wait, this isn't the time to be charmed.
違いますよ、ユーノさん。今度は逆の方向に歩いてみるってことです。北に向かうんじゃなくて南に向かうってことです。
ああ、そっかそっか。そうだね。ユウのびっくりしてそんな単純なことも気づかなかったよ。
とにかく試してみる価値はあるな。さあ。
Awari-san turns around and goes in the opposite direction. We follow after him and try to cross the Kaminariman Street. And so we end up at the relatively distant Hisago Street.
なるほど。大体は理解したぞ。どうやら今この浅草の町は特殊な境界線で囲まれているようだな。
その境界線を越えようとすると反対側の境界線の箇所へと飛ばされるということ？
いや、その表現は少し違うな。正確に言うならば橋と橋がつながっているといった感じだろうね。
He clears his throat and proudly declares,
今よりこの現象をロープレのワールドマップ現象、略してロープレマップ現象と名付けよ
なるほど、世界。確かにそれはぴったりなネーミングだな。我が輩感服したぞ。
Yuta-san seems to agree with the name, but the rest of us are just puzzled. I think I'm speaking for everyone when I voice my question.
尾張さん、現象に名前をつけるのはよしとして、どうしてロープレマップ現象なんてへんてこな名前になるんですか？
全然全くちっともへんてこではない。
Awari-san raises his voice.
世界の言う通りだな。昔の RPG ではワールドマップの東西南北はつながっていたのだ。このように。
Yuta-san turns around and walks forward. We all follow after him.
北にずっと進めば南に出てくる。そして東にずっと進めば西から出てくる。といった具合だ。今の状況と全く同じではないか。
It suddenly makes sense. I recall that happening in one of the old RPGs I used to play. Quite sure it was when I got an airship and became able to move over obstacles. When you look at it that way, RP map phenomena seems pretty fitting. However, the name we gave it has nothing to do with why the phenomenon is actually happening.
それで尾張さん、このロープレマップ現象が起こっている原因は一体何？
The members all look at him with serious expressions. Straight-faced, Awari-san answers as if it's only obvious.
そんなことを俺に分かるはずがないだろ
は？なんなのそれ。分かったような顔して現象に名前なんてつけるからてっきり原因も分かってるかと思ったのに。
Asana-san complains.
期待した私がバカだったみたいね。
Even Natsumi-san looks resigned.
まあ待て、慌てるな。こんな面白いこと、もとい、興味深いことは、じっくり時間をかけて検証する必要があるってことだよ。
He momentarily lets his real thoughts slip. Well, he sounds elated, so it's not like he can hide it.
どうせ浅草からは出られないんだし、今日のところはひとまず基地に帰るとしよう。
We give up on going back and casually return to the base.
今日は基地に帰って泊まるとしてもずっとこのままってわけにはいかないよね。お家の冷蔵庫に入ってるプリンの賞味期限も気になるし、どうやったら浅草から出られるのかな。
そうだな。それにはまずこのロープレマップ現象がどこまでの範囲に及んでいるかを調べる必要があるだろう。
おい、世界
Yuniko-san cuts Awari-san's words short. He sounds tense.
何か妙なものがいるぞ。
He tends to talk absolutely delusional nonsense that's seemingly unrelated to the matter at hand, but that wasn't the case this time. With a scared expression, he points his finger in front of him. We all look in that direction. There's something between the buildings a short distance away from us, right next to a cafe. I can't see it clearly, but I can make out its silhouette. It's a 5 to 6 meter tall creature with golden eyes housing a strange gleam. There are 4 long tentacles sticking out of its body. It's a monster. There's just no other word for it. Its silhouette alone disgusts me immensely.
うわ、大きい。なんだろう、怪獣かな。
なんなのよあれ。超キモいんだけど。
Her expression isn't nearly as carefree as her tone. The mysterious monster starts crawling towards us. The nearby lights shine on its disgusting purple tentacles, letting us take a good look at them.
どうやら逃げた方が良さそうだね。
He says that leisurely, but seriously.
総員ダッシュだ。
And just like that, we start running. The one in front of us is Wadi-san himself. He's followed by Asano-san, who's really sporty, and Yuno-san, who's brimming with youth. Yutaka-san, who you'd expect to be bad at running, is just behind them. His belly shakes wildly as he runs, but he's actually faster than me. Natsumi-san and I are at the rear. She's not used to running because of her shut-in lifestyle. I, on the other hand, am just really tired. I've been running around Asakusa for who knows how long now.
Natsumi-san!
She tripped on something and fell to the ground. It must be because of the platform shoes she's wearing. They don't seem fit for running. I hear a slimy sound behind me. It's like something large is crawling around. Clearly the monster is coming after us. If this keeps up, it'll catch Natsumi-san. I hurry to her side.
Natsumi-san! 大丈夫ですか?
It looks like she twisted her ankle when falling. There's no time. The monster is coming closer every moment. I crouch and turn my back to Natsumi-san.
どうぞ乗ってください。
でも
いいから早く。
Natsumi-san hesitates for a moment, but she realizes our situation and quickly gets on my back. I vigorously stand up and start running. She's unexpectedly light. I have no problems carrying her to the base.
夏美さん、しっかり捕まっててください。
わかったわ。
I can smell the shampoo on her long hair. Also, there's a certain kind of softness pressing against my back, and it's doubled too. Her legs aren't as big as Unisan's, but contrary to what you'd expect, there's definitely something there. I get it. Natsumi-san is the type to look slimmer in clothes. I see.
ちょっと何がなるほどなの?
Did I say that out loud?
あ、いや、その。
もしかしてこの後に及んでよからぬことを考えているんじゃないでしょうね。
No, I just... Alright, maybe I am a little bit. Perplexed, I slow down a bit, compelling her to shout.
バイトさん何やってるの? 早く走って!
はい!
Her pleasant smell and the double bags of happiness pressing against my back combine to awaken me and make me muster the strength I didn't even know I had. Ah, the nature of men. I sigh at myself and give my all to escape from the strange monster. Our desperate sprint eventually takes us to the Hisago Street. Wari-san stops and turns around, looking completely alert. Then he breathes a sigh of relief. Apparently the monster isn't chasing us anymore. I can no longer hear the slimy sound it makes when moving. His words make the rest of us sigh too. As Asana-san shouts, Wari-san presses his finger against his lip and shushes her.
あの怪物が声に反応してやってこないとも限らないからね。
She hastily covers her mouth.
どうする世界。もちろん我が輩としてはあのコズミックホラー的なシュレットの怪物に審判の一撃を食らわせたいところではあるが、さすがに今はこちらが不利というか、時が満ちるまで待つべきだというか。
Iruka-san seems to have stopped panicking and returned to his usual self, but even he doesn't want to fight that monster.
あの怪物をどうこうするには調査および検証がまるで足りないからね。ここは
No one argues against that.
基地はここから近いとはいえ油断は禁物だよ。極力物音を立てないようスニーキングで進もうじゃないか。
はいはい、世界さんに質問です。スニーキングって何ですか？
うん、スニーキングとはあたかも女子更衣室を覗く時のようにこっそりと行動するって意味さ。
His example is inappropriate, but it seems like it was enough to get the meaning across.
ではこれよりスニーキングミッションを開始する。
They all head to the base, careful not to make any loud noises. I try to go after them, but then Natsumi-san, still my back, whispers into my ear.
もういいわ。ここから先は一人で歩けるから下ろしてちょうだい。
でも足大丈夫ですか？
大丈夫よ。いいから下ろして。それともこのままずっと私と体を密着させていたいっていう下心でもあるのかしら。
I actually do. That sentiment isn't that large, though. It's about 10%. No, make that 30. The rest is just pure worry for your leg. Still, I figure we're close enough to the office and just let her go.
お気に入りの服にあなたの汗がついてしまったわね。ああ、嫌だ嫌だ。基地に帰ったら急いで洗濯をしなくちゃならないわ。
She starts complaining. Why must I be subjected to this after helping her out in a pinch? I can't help but feel a bit indignant. Natsumi-san walks on ahead, then stops and turns around.
何をしているの？早く行くわよ。それとも、さっきの怪物の餌にでもなるつもり？あなたにはお似合いの末路かもしれないけど。
冗談じゃありませんよ。餌になるなんてごめんです。僕も事務所に行きますって。
I catch up to Natsumi-san, not forgetting what Owari-san said. I walk slowly, careful not to make any sound, as if I'm about to peek inside the women's locker room. Judgment 7 Office Dev Room, 7/17/2017, Monday, 07 a.m. By the time we sneak our way back to the office, it was already past midnight. The date has changed. We rush into the dev room on the second floor. No one's saying anything. We're just trying to regain our breaths. Unable to bear the silence, Asana-san raises her voice.
まあ、怪物としか言いようがないね。
Owari-san seems strangely relaxed.
これは政府の陰謀かもしれんな。異世界への窓を開こうとしたら、はるかに大きな扉が開いてしまい、異形の怪物が現れてしまった。ありえる。
I sense some conviction in his mutter. It's actually hard to tell whether he's joking or serious.
とりあえず、テレビでも見てみたらどうかしら。ネットで検索するという手もあるけど。
そうだね。これだけ変なことが起こっているなら、きっとニュースやネットの掲示板で大騒ぎだよ。
それだわ。さあみんな調べろよ。
It's hard to argue with Asano-san when she's being so intense, so we sit down and start gathering information. Awari-san, me, Asano-san, and Natsumi-san sit at our desks and search the net. Iruka-san and Yuna-san, on the other hand, are watching the news through Iruka-san's PC TV function. We search for info for a while, but find nothing relevant. Asakusa can't leave, Asakusa closed, Asakusa loop, Asakusa monster, Asakusa tentacles, Asakusa phenomenon, Asakusa supernatural. I use all the keywords I can think of, but none of them give me the results I want.
お、これは。尾張さん、何かありましたか？
I look at him thinking he stumbled upon something or some useful information, but
浅草陰獣物語。こんなエッジビデオが存在していたなんてね。すっかり見落としていたよ。早速オークションで探してみなければ。
me just being a pervert again. I should have known.
浅野さんと夏美さんはどうですか？
今のところ手がかりなしね。ループ現象のことも怪物のことも全然ヒットしないわ。
私もよ。浅草裏サイトまで探ってるけど、それらしき情報はないわ。こんなこと。
They seem thoroughly perplexed. I then turn to Iruka-san and Yuna-san, who are still intensely watching the monitor.
ゆるかさん、ゆうのさん、テレビの方はどうです？ニュースで。
レイジ、こちらは収穫なしだ。いつもの日曜の夜のディープな番組ばかりだからな。浅草に関する緊急のニュースはナッシング。
He strikes a proud pose despite not getting anything. A moment later, Yuna-san speaks up.
今浅草が映ったよ。これから浅草のニュースが始まるみたい。
Me, Awari-san, Asano-san, and Natsumi-san all gather around Iruka-san's table and focus on the news.
今、夜の浅草が再注目されています。ライトアップされた雷門、そして仲見世通りの幻想的な雰囲気を見に、海外からもたくさんの観光客が。
ちっが私たちが求めてるのはこんなほのぼのニュースなんかじゃないの。テレビなら視聴者が求めてる情報を流しなさいよね。
Asano-san grabs a monitor and shakes it so wildly it might break.
いやいや、やめるんだ浅野よ。これは海外から取り寄せた本格的なゲーミングモニターなのだぞ。ただのテレビではない。
Iruka-san quickly stops her.
だがここまで情報規制が完璧に行われているということは、ますます政府の陰謀説が濃厚ではないか。この町自体が異界化されたのかもしれないぞ。
He speaks while protecting his dear monitor. His expression is uncharacteristically tame. Normally, we'd all laugh it off or ignore him, but none of us were able to do that this time. We actually think that his nonsense is plausible. As the mood turns heavy, Awari-san speaks up.
ま、こうなってしまった以上、無駄にあがいたところで意味はないね。全員、今晩は基地に泊まって、また明日調査をしようじゃないか。
でもあの怪物が基地の中まで入ってきたらどうするのよ。
その時は全力で逃げるしかなかろ。まあうまく負けたみたいだし大丈夫とは思うんだけどね。
一応屋上に見張りでも立てた方がいいのではないか。基地に近づかれてしまっては逃げるのも困難だろう。今は夜中の12時か。2人ずつ3チームに分かれて2時間ごとに交代というのはどうだろうか。
なるほど。自分の番でないときはしっかり休めるということだな。俺はイルカの作戦に賛成だよ。
私もいいと思うわ。このままみんなで徹夜をしたところで明日使い物にならなくなるだけだろうし。
よし、じゃあチーム分けをしようじゃないか。
ちょっと待って。
As Awari-san prepares to randomly select the teams, Asano-san stops him.
言っとくけど、か弱い女子だけのチームってのはなしだからね。
か弱い
I know exactly what you mean, Awari-san. Iruka-san's nodding too.
か弱いわよ。私だっ こんとこ忘れてもらっちゃ困るんだから。
はいはい、わかったわかった。
He gives in and listens to her, most likely because arguing would have been a real hassle.
じゃあ男女のペアを作るとしようか。公平を期すためくじ引きか何かで。
じゃあユウのくじを作ります。
Yunasan returns to her desk and uses a ruler to cut some paper into fine strips. She then returns with 3 of them in each hand.
こっちが男の子でこっちが女の子のくじだよ。1から3まで番号が振ってあるから同じ番号の人とペアになってね。あと番号は見張りの順番も兼ねてるんだよ。
ありがとうユウの。じゃあ各自引いてくれ。
I do as he tells me to.
俺は1番か。女子の1番は誰だい？
私をすっごく認めたくないけどね。
なんだ、浅野か。がっかりだな。言うのならいろいろとお楽しみもあったかもしれないのに。
お楽しみって何よ。お楽しみって言っとくけど、言うのをあんたの変態の毒牙にかけたら問答無用で殺すから。
So the first pair is decided.
私は3番だわ。いるかバイトさん。どっち
3番は我が輩だ。夏美先生と一緒に見張りができるなんて実に光栄だな。
いるかね。ま、使えないバイトさんよりは少しはマシかもしれないわ。よろしく。
Her words make me feel a bit, no, very down. I mean, I carried her away from the monster.
じゃあレイジ君はユウのと同じ2番だね。見張り一緒に頑張っちゃおう。
Yunasan's innocent cheer lifts my spirits up again.
これでペアと順番が決まったな。俺たちのペアから見張りを始めるから、まあ2時間ぐらいで交代かな。何か異変が起こったらすぐにみんなを起こすように。じゃあ残りのメンバーは時間が来るまでしっかり体を休めておくこと。いいね。
Judgment 7 Office Roof, 7/17/2017, 2:01 a.m. Monday. After I take a 2-hour nap at my desk, Yunasan and I make our way to the roof of the building. Okay, why don't we stop it there? This is meowmurai. You've been watching Our World Is Ended, running on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.